The Assembly will now hear a statement by His Excellency Najib Razak, Prime Minister of Malaysia.
Mr. President, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the Millennium Development Goals adopted in 2000 set targets to be delivered by 2015, and in those last 15 years, there have been many significant achievements. The world has also become far more inclusive. Access to education, health, information, communication technology, and job opportunities have widened significantly. The MDGs also brought national governments, the international community, civil society, and the private sector together to work towards a common set of goals. It galvanized the necessary political commitment, resources, and actions, and the results show what can be achieved when we recognize our common humanity and put our fellow men first. At the same time, progress has been uneven. Millions are still suffering, especially the poorest and those disadvantaged, because of their gender, age, disability, ethnicity, or even geographic location. Targeted efforts will be needed to reach the most vulnerable. Even today, around 800 million people still live in poverty and suffer from hunger. We may have met the target of halving extreme poverty rates, but the world is still far from reaching the overall goal of eradicating poverty and hunger. This then must remain at the core of the post-2015 development agenda, and it is imperative that it is one that leaves no one behind. Malaysia is absolutely committed to the post-2015 agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals, and our aspirations to transform the world by 2030. For inclusivity and sustainable development have long been at the heart of our own transformation from a developing country to one that is on course to achieving high income status by 2020. Between 1970 and 2014, the incidence of poverty in Malaysia was reduced from 49.3% to 0.6%, while hardcore poverty has been eradicated. Mean household monthly income has increased more than 20-fold from $77 in 1970 to $1,781 in 2014. Malaysia is now about to embark on its next 5-year development plan, the 11 Malaysia Plan from 2016 to 2020. In many aspects, the plan mirrors the multidimensional nature of the SDG and has been formulated with the people at the center of all development efforts. What we refer to as the people economy will be given priority, reinforcing my government's commitment to bring further development to our citizens by enriching their lives, providing them with dignity, and raising their potential to share in growth and the fruits of prosperity. For the first time in Malaysia's history, national growth targets will include not only GDP growth and per capita income, but also household income and the Malaysian Well-being Index. We are committed to ensuring equitable opportunities for all, and the bottom 40% households in particular. This will be done through initiatives that are focused on outcome-based support and productivity-linked assistance, and will include entrepreneurship, skills training, technology adoption, asset ownership, and investment in improving connectivity and basic amenities. By 2020, we aim to double the average income for the bottom 40% household from $700 in 2014 to $1,500, elevating them into middle class. We will also raise the participation rate of women in the workforce from 53% to 59% by 2020, and we will transform rural areas by improving connectivity and mobility and aid them in becoming ever more business-friendly environments. We are working towards providing equal access to quality health care, affordable housing, and will be building more clinics and hospitals and affordable homes over the next few years. We are determined to be good custodians of our environment so that we preserve our natural resources and beautiful landscape for future generations. Green growth is no longer an option for idealists, but a practical necessity for us and for other governments around the world. All this because we recognize that human capital is the most important resource for development, not just in Malaysia, but throughout our United Nations. And on that note, may I reaffirm Malaysia's commitment to support and implement the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. A better future for all is not just within our grasp, it is also the duty of all to fight for it, and I urge all present to join us in this noble and necessary endeavor. I thank you.
Doy las gracias al primer.
I'd like to thank the Prime Minister of Malaysia for that statement. The Assembly will now hear from His Excellency